Welcome, my fun dear friends, to another round of Dismembered.FM. I'm Sue, your personal Hicksville therapist, straight out of northern Germany, trying to speak English, living in the asylum. Yes, a perfect nut house here. And actually, my house is currently nut house too. I do not know how often I tried to record this video, besides the fact that I had a use of sandbag, a cat ran through here, a couple kids. Well, let's try it again. Yes, take your pills. Anywho, I did not know until today, or entirely forgot, that asylum does not just mean a nut house, that's the meaning I use it in the context, but also seeking asylum, which is kind of cool. And dismembered? Oh, yes, this today has a lot to do with dismembered. Yes, let's have some fun. But a little disclaimer up front. And I know it might piss a couple of your people off because I'm a little bit more liberal when it comes to these topics, especially migration, but spare with me, maybe you understand my rules. But this is also due to the fact where I grew up at. Anywho, when I moved to a foreign country, and I lived a couple of years in a foreign country, then I had a couple of rules. They're the same rules I expect people to abide by coming to my country. First off, learn the freaking language. This should be fairly simple. If you are not using your own language for a certain time, then you will learn the other language, the foreign one, very, very fast. But yes, learn the language. Next one is pay your taxes. This means you are in work, and it doesn't matter if you're an employee or become an employer, you're paying your taxes. So you're part of the society. By the way, it would be nice if you do only legal stuff. The third thing is, if you move to a foreign country, you will encounter a foreign culture. And it doesn't matter how close or how far apart this foreign culture is from your own culture. You have to get used to it, you have to accept it, and you have to assimilate parts and traits of it. You have to integrate yourself. It's not the job of the other society to welcome you and help you to integrate. This has to come from within you. So, the foreign culture is something you have to learn. And the fourth thing is, every country has their own rules and regulations you have to live by. And it doesn't matter from where you're from. No, whatever made up law you have in your own country because of a religion will exchange the laws of this country. So I think if you see my point now, it might not be that offending, right? A lot of people are seeking a new house, a new home. They want to live free. And actually, a lot of people do like the Western culture, but some don't. And normally you would think if somebody goes against at least the law, this person would get thrown out of the country, no matter if he was seeking for asylum or has a residence permit or whatever they have. No, not here in Germany. Here in Germany, you have first off two things when it comes to asylum. First off, the asylum permit. So you are a migrant, everything is fine, you get your piece of paper, and everything is good. And then it can also happen that you're seeking for asylum is being denied. You do not get a permit. The guys with the asylum, they get the food, they get the housing, they get the health insurance. Yes, you get free health insurance here, at least paid by the taxpayer. And they also get food and everything, what they need. Well, then you have the people that are being denied. And they are not being tossed out of this country because this would be inhumane. And we do not have contracts with all of the countries to take their own folks back. Actually, I would just put them in an airplane and shove them over. But nevertheless, this is me, and I'm just a dopey little Hicksville therapist. I do not know those big politician things. Anywho, these people whose permit got denied, they become a tolerance and get health insurance, food, housing, and some pocket money. Great, isn't it? It is wonderful. And they do not necessarily like the rules and regulations here. I brought a little example, a nice little specimen with me today for you. This cute little bugger, well, it's an automated translation. He actually wanted to set a movie theater in Krefeld with 100 people in it, or more than 100 people, on fire. Yes, burn, baby, burn, or what's going on here? And this little bugger, we go into mainstream media because this article is behind a paywall. He came into Germany in 2002. They think he was a minor back in the days. And he's only tolerated here since years. And he was repeatedly living or traveling at least in various places outside from Germany and had submitted several asylum applications in several European states. In 2008, the assignment was made to Krefeld, which is in North Rhine-Westphalia. Well, mind you, this guy is now 38 years of age. And the Iranian was known to the police. According to the Kölner Stadtanzeiger, it's a newspaper here, he was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison in 2010. And seriously, folks, ladies, at this point, he should have been thrown out. Go to prison, be done with your sentence, and out. But no. Oh, by the way, he was in there for dangerous assault in 2 cases, resistance to enforcement officers, attempted, what rhymes with grapes? A grape? I'm not sure what rhymes with that nice little fruit, that sweet fruit. Threat and material violence. On the 8th of October, as the newspaper further reports, he had threatened a clerk of the Krefeld Ausländeramt. This is the place where you have all the foreigners have to go to and get the permits and everything they need, who only wanted to issue him another residence permit, now it's another tolerance, under his real name. This cute little bugger, he actually had 27 identities. 27. Not just 5. No, he had 27. Well, the senator from North Rhine-Westphalia, I think he's the senator, I'm not sure what he is. Anywho, states minister. No? Could be senator. I don't find this part here in the English version right now. Anywho, his name is Reul. He actually said, oh yeah, this guy could have something with his brain, like psychological problems. Seriously, cutie pie? Honey? Mr. Reul? Somebody trying to end people's lives. Somebody who tries to set a movie theater with people in it or anything on fire must have a little bit problems with its brain wiring. Don't you think so too? And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter from which heritage anybody is. If somebody does that, this guy is a not very nice person with brain problems. Seriously. Yes, I said I'm trying to keep calm and not to go apeshit here. Yes, but we have a lot of people like this in this country. And a lot of Germans are actually wondering why they're being not thrown out. And this article actually explains a lot of things about it, so you'll find it linked in the description below. It's pretty interesting to read. But yeah, our German laws prevent it. And currently, the German government is thinking about, after Soling, to put more laws into place to make it easier to get the people out of the country. This would be in my words. For more safety for the folks here. But it has been so washed out, what they tried to do initially, that any manufacturer of fabric softener would like to have this recipe for it because it's so soft, it won't even work. Like a lot of other things here in Germany. But that's not the biggest problem. On the other hand, one German senator actually woke up. In Bremen, shock figures from Bremen, massive increase in robberies of young men from North Africa. This is one of the very first times I actually saw a newspaper showing where those people are coming from, being named. Now, mind you, this guy talking about it, he is from one of the lefty parties. He's from the SPD. His name is Ulrich Meurer. And he speaks openly about it. He's in a red-green legislation there. And they're very, very friendly to migrants. But the newspaper News, very NIUS written, like I said, it's linked below, reports that he said, there have been many problems before, but they've become aggravated by massive immigration. This is also the case with the issue of crime. Since summer of 2023, I think they have a statistic problem. We've had a massive increase in robberies, which we can clearly assign. The majority of these actions are attributable to young men from North Africa, said the incinerator. Yeah, well, it's the guy that works there. Anywho, the legislator there. Seriously? They have an increase? The people there in Bremen had 1,000 investigations, 350 suspects, and only 66 arrests. Put that in the American statistic, everybody will laugh about you. And they even have a task force called Young Robberies. Yes, you see, this is a very, very woke lefty country here. But it gets worse. There was an article hidden in a regional part under one of our states here, not making the main news. I actually discovered it on, when was it? A Sunday late evening. It got edited the next day and then it popped up in another newspaper. So we had only two sources, and by now a couple other newspapers picked up on it. And mind you, we have Thursday. I already know about this since Sunday evening. They try to hide it to a certain degree. But here, Bloodthing magazine, Islamists celebrate Solingen attack, threaten Germany with more terror and attacks on LGBT people. Yeah, I hear you already mumbling about LGBT, but seriously, it doesn't matter at this point. Terrorist attack is terrorist attack, no matter who is the victim. But here, attack on Germany for the revenge of the Muslims. I do have, I think, a bigger one of this cover. Let's check it. Nope, that's the wrong one. Maybe further up. Yeah, here we go. They show here Solingen, then the target and the date. This knife kind of sort of looks like one of my kitchen knives. Some newspapers said this is an attack knife. I don't know, maybe I got to check my kitchen. Or maybe you know it better than I do and can write it in the comments down below. More than 11 dead and wounded. And I personally, I gotta get this out of here. Sorry, this is too much. I personally think this is cruel and brutal. They're trying to celebrate the attack on one hand, but they also are looking for the so-called lone wolves. If you don't know what it is, it's a sleeper. It's one of those people that live among us, and you would never think that this person is going to attack anybody. And they're calling up on them doing all those attacks. And if they're done with this scene, they will also attack others. Anybody that does not fit their ideologic, whatever bill of the way they want to live. And I'm asking myself, where's the law enforcement? They do know about that, no question asked, but they're not doing anything against it. They are occupied with a couple far right, whatever extremists. Actually, the definition of far right, conservative, becomes all right extremism, whatever, the extremist. And a couple lefties that are a little bit on the extreme end, and they know about the Islamic problem, but it's not that important. If you read through the newspapers, is you see all those people here, we call it the Ebony Tower here in Berlin, all they do talk is about the danger coming from the right wingers. This seems to be kind of a subculture, but I think it is very dangerous and it should be taken very, very serious. If you do not know this newspaper, the ISPK from the province of Khorasan is currently the most dangerous offshoot of the terrorist organization Islamic State, which operates mainly in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Question. Do you remember my last video when I talked about the 20 million potential women which are allowed to come to to the European Union? Guess from what country they are. Okay, you can do everything in the comments you would like to do. Be polite, be nice. Don't forget about the YouTube rules and regulations. I'm not saying anything, but you can discuss this topic. If you like this video, please a thumbs up, like it, share it, and comment on the whole thing. And this would be a really, really great reward for the second one coming up after this big break. And we see each other probably next week. I think Thursday seems to be a very good day for researching everything. Maybe you can get a closer schedule together. But until that time, don't do anything that gets you in trouble with the law. We see each other the next go round. Bye.